Hello ESGNation, and welcome back to another episode here on the channel, as we're back here for some more action here on FIFA 22. Actually, not too much action here today. Of course, here we're rooted in Austin, episode number 4. And of course, we just wrapped up the regular season in the last episode. If you guys happen to watch that, thank you very much. If you haven't watched it yet, look up the eye above or down below in the description, and you guys can check out the previous episode, episode 16. So we didn't have a good way of closing out the season for the regular season there, and hopefully things will turn around for us and for the better here as we get ready to see who we're going to be playing in the conference semifinals games. Conference semifinal game coming up in episode 17. But take a look here. Here's the current stats right now, the top leaders right now in the MLS for the season. Of course, these are not official yet. These are because we still have the playoffs still to go. So you know, the top player there for LAFC, who scored the most goals this season, has 18 right now. Ryan Hardy, he still has a good chance to get that golden boot. Finley has the most assists right now. He has 15. Fulguez has 12, and Durser, who of course is out for the rest of the season, which really sucks because we really need him right now, especially in the last episode there. He has 10 assists as well. So he's you can tell he's one of our guys when it comes to the cam position. Is very important for us in our offense there. But unfortunately he's going to be out. Actually, we're going to end up, I just found out, I was looking on there, he's going to be out for the remainder of this season, plus at least the first month or two for season 2. So yeah, we have we need him bad, and unfortunately he's going to be out for quite some time now. So he's going to be out for the whole remainder of the season, and of course the remainder, throughout the off season, and of course maybe the first month or two of the season 2 of this series, which is unfortunate, but it happens, and it's just another way where we have to figure out what we can do here. And of course, last episode you've seen, we really needed him because we drew 2 games, we lost against Kansas City, and that was just not the way how you want to finish the last 3 games of the regular season, especially if you're one of the hottest teams in the MLS and you're the top team in the MLS, and everyone's kind of gunning for you, especially in the Western Conference there. So not the way we wanted things to end there, but unfortunately that's how it happens, and we just got to find ways to, it's basically the next man up, next man, one man down, next man stands up and takes over the spot. And you never know, we might have a future star on our hands in that position. I'm not saying that Dresser is going to be pushed off to the side and not be used again once he does come back, but we need somebody to step up and try to not necessarily fill his shoes, but definitely do what at least half of what he does on the pitch there for us. We'll have to see who's going to do that. Just right now, take a look at some of the U.S. Open numbers there. Of course, we're the U.S. Open champions as we snagged that hardware there for the season. So we got the preseason trophy, we have the domestic cup trophy, and now we're trying to, of course, the supporter shield as well. Don't forget about that. We'll see the final numbers coming up here in points wise. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think we are 10 points higher than NYCFC, who had the best numbers when it came to in the East. They're the number 1 team in the East. So pretty cool there. So and then not to mention, of course, they don't have the the Supporters Shield trophy in this game. But if come on, FIFA, let's get with it here now. But of course, the last trophy and the most important one of them all is, of course, the MLS Cup, as we're all looking forward to getting to this season, and I think we can be able to do that. And it's going to come down it's going to be really important because our defense is going to have to really do a great job there stepping up, especially in the area that I think most of these teams in the West know that's our Achilles heel, and that's that center back position. they're going to come ahead. They're going to come at us head straight there in that center back position there, because we don't have the strongest center backs there. We've been trying different combinations of their center backs, and right now nothing has really came about. So Nick Lima and I can't remember who the left back is. They're gonna have to really step it up for us, as well as we might have to. I'm even thinking about now even switching the defense up some, so we can maybe have some center defensive mids there to help us out in that midfield, so we don't drop, if they prevent them from getting too far deep into our defense. That's something I've been kind of teasing with, and that if we don't do it now, I'm going to still play it out as with the same formation that we have this season. But as we go deeper into into it, if that becomes which I think that would be the reason why we won't get so far deep into the playoffs. If that happens, if we don't get past this next round, that's definitely going to be our problem. And so next season, I know for sure we're going to change the defense up some to help us out. But at the same time, during the offseason, we are going to be hitting the transfer window hard as we possibly can to bring in some center backs to help us out, and just try to fill that void there, because and that's been an issue for us all season long since we started this series, and that's something that we've been trying to address as much as we possibly can. But the guys that we have there, you see right there, the two guys we have, one of them is going to be leaving because he's got a transfer, or he's going to transfer out in Europe. A European team wants him. He's a decent team. He's good enough to go overseas. The other guy, he's still young, and it still hasn't had much time on the pitch to deal with that. And of course, we do have two other young players that we picked up in the youth academy, or I think they were already a part of our club already when we started this series. They're just not ready yet. They're not ready yet. I really don't want to throw them out there. I want to give them as much training as we possibly can. But at the same time, I'm not going to just throw them out there and just hope for the best, especially when we're in the playoffs right now. So that is not another thing. So we gotta kind of find a way to kind of cover that, kind of shield that issue that we're having right now in that center back position, and just try to find other ways to help us out on defense there. So but I am looking at a different formation. We'll see how things go in this game coming up here, we may change it up before this game. If not, I don't want to now just change just change the formation for the sake of it, because of the playoffs or whatever. Because we've been playing so well. This formation that we were in currently right now, that's what got us here to this point. But at the same time, this is what has also harmed us, going into the playoffs here, and of course, especially these last three games, that's kind of really exposed us to a lot of our Western Conference rivals. So that's something we're definitely going to have to look at, and we'll just have to see what we can do. There you see the rest of the Eastern Conference there when it comes to stats there. And of course, like I said, we did have the most points overall throughout all the teams. So we do get the supporter shield there, so that's going to be very nice. So our first supporter shield in our first year, our first MLS, our first, I shouldn't say that because I probably not jinx us, but our first U.S. Open Cup win, and of course our first preseason trophy as well. So a lot of firsts here, and hopefully it will continue with a MLS Cup. But there you take a look at the first round there. New York, NYCFC going against Miami, LAFC going against Colorado, Philly going against Columbus, Seattle going against Galaxy, Orlando taking on the Red Bulls, and San Jose taking on Sporting Kansas City. A lot of good games there, especially in the Western Conference there. Just really good matchups there, and it's going to be very interesting to see how things are going to work out. Take a look at our current, these are our Youth Academy players here. Of course, in the green there, on the right-hand side there, or the potential underneath there, that's the potential for some of these players there. Of course, there you see their overalls. Got a couple players in red. Meaning they're not, they're low. And if you take a look at their potentials, they are set in the realm of MLS ready. If we train them properly and get them ready to go here, they got their target numbers there in the green there, pretty decent for MLS. Of course, Cunningham, he's our highest potential there, possibly being 94 overall when it comes down to it. He's 16 years old, so there's a good chance he'll be on the field possibly next year, or at least be on the senior squad next season. But then take a look at some other players here, and of course, as we go through the course of the off season here, training and stuff like that, a lot of these players will be starting getting filed away. Some of them will will be part of the senior squad. Others of them, if their overall start to slide down some, obviously we're going to get rid of them and to make room for some newer players in here. But and then some of these players too will get a chance to play overseas as well. So I have a couple players in mind that I do want to get a chance to, since they got a good, nice potential, especially these right here. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These first 7 that you're seeing right now. The first 7 going down from Cunningham down. Those are players that I'm really looking at to get a chance to maybe get them overseas so they can get that experience. So we're looking at loans with clubs who need some talent where, of course, some of them have offered to do a loan to buy, which I don't like that situation because I want them to be good. I want them to get the opportunity to go overseas and play, but at the same time, they're not for sale. Like, we need them to build up our own squad as well over here. So like I said, we're just trying to do our best here to bring some of these guys in here. Like this one right here, he's 16 years old. He has a 63 through to 79. There's a good chance that if it slides even down, because he's looked like he's been kind of sliding down some, he may end up getting released. Sosa is the one guy I'm really kind of interested about. He's 15. He could possibly make on the pitch next season. He's a right back, and like I said, we could convert some of these, because some of these right backs and left backs that we have. I looked kind of messing around with it and kind of seeing what I could do, and some of them could be our center backs, our future center backs for us. So that is something I'm definitely looking at there, converting them to play the center back position. But of course, like I said, that's just not set in stone just yet. Like I said, we're just kind of moving around and looking at possibly them changing positions there, which wouldn't take them that long to learn that position, because center back, right back, left back is all the same, with some slight variations there of how to play the position. But there you see, take a look at some of the clubs there. There you see our club transfer, or at least our transactions for the season here. And of course, we had a lot of guys that left. Of course, Dejan, I miss him so much. We need him right now, but he's in Salzburg, playing there in Germany. And then you see some other players as well on loan. Some of our younger players that are going to be on loan for a year, and hopefully in a year's time, they are ready to come back here and appear and play for us. There you see one of the players that we're looking at right now. Possibly he's 21 years old, 75 overall. This is a player that I'm really excited about for. I think we're getting close to signing him, and we're making a pretty good deal here. We're gonna try to throw out some good cash on him to bring him in to see what he can do. Unfortunately, he won't be able to play this season, but once season's over with, the transfer window comes, we're gonna be hitting him and several other players very hard to play that center back position, at least for that for that time being, so we can get those other guys trained and ready to go. It's not necessarily a long-term thing we're going to try to do, but there's some of the players that are short-term that we want to have here to help us out, and then eventually kind of had them get shipped off somewhere else. So take a look here at first round. LAFC won their game against Colorado 2-0. Philadelphia ended up in a tie, but they won in penalties 4-3. NYCFC, of course, there you see won in penalties as well, 5-4. Kansas City won against San Jose, 1-0. Miami or Orlando won their game. And then take a look here at the conference semifinal matchups there. NYCFC won their game against New England, and Philadelphia won their game against Orlando City 3-1. There you see the final two games. One of them, of course, being us at home against LAFC. And like I said, LAFC is a tough squad. As you take a look here at some of their top players there, Carlos, Christian, and of course Hillenhead, and several others there that are just been playing really good here this season. And of course, we've bumped into them many times before, and we'll probably bump into them again here. This is a nice little setup for the next game coming up. So I was expecting this. This was kind of one of the expected matchups there. And like I said, we've had to deal with these guys before. I think in the season series so far, I think we've played them 3 times. We've won 2. We've already beat them at home here already. I know we beat them on the road at least once there. Once earlier on in the season we beat them in LA, and then we beat them again later on I think the last 2 times we played them here at home. And we won 1 and we lost 1. We'll see what we can do. I think the one we lost, I think it was a sim game. We'll see what we can do here. We'll see it for the 4th time now for the season. And by the looks of it, I feel like we have a better hand on them. But of course, then when you start talking about the next round, you got Kansas City and Seattle. It's like, oof. Which of the evils do you want? Because I think in that situation, I think I would like Seattle better than I would Kansas City. So, but we're thinking too far ahead. We got to think about one game at a time. And right now, we got to worry about LAFC. So as long as we play, we have some solid passing. We don't get caught up in the defense too much and make bad decisions in the back third there, we should be fine. So is it going to be a close game? I think it is. I think we might win the game by a goal. It may come down. I really think it might even come down to a goal, a goal in the second half. It'd be the difference maker. I think it'll be 0-0 for the majority of probably the first 70 minutes of the game, and it's going to come down to who's going to score that one goal, or who's going to screw up and end up scoring a goal for the other team. That I can see that happening to me. So we've seen it before. If you guys have been following the series here, it happens. So but yeah, that's it for this episode of Rooted in Austin. Hopefully we can pick up a win here. Like I said, in the next episode, we'll play that conference semifinals game. If we happen to win that, then we will play in the conference final as well. So we'll have 2 games in there. If not, then it'll just be that if we do not win the conference semifinal game against LAFC, then that'll be it. And then we'll, of course, move on to the off season, and so we can get ready for season 2. But that's it for this episode of the Austin FC Manager Career Mode here in Rooted in Austin. Episode number 4. Stay tuned for episode 17 as we take on LAFC again in the conference semifinals, and that video should come up here next Friday. But that's it for me. As always, guys, you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other series that happens here drop here on the channel. And don't forget, this series comes up every Friday at 5 p.m. Central here on ESGNet. As always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time.